going, everyone? Massy here from Soul King Crew TCG. Today we're going to be bringing you a video on OP-02 gameplay, Whitebeard versus Z. These are two leaders you're definitely going to be seeing going into the new format. And personally, I'm someone that's going to be playing Smoker as my black leader, but a lot of people are looking towards Z, and they really like his ability and his late game pressure and control. So something that we want to be bringing you going into the future. We have one of our team members, SKC Massy, working pretty hard on his new Z list. All right, he's been trying a bunch of different deck lists and seeing what works, what feels good, what doesn't, what's our game plan here, what's going to be the finisher, what's our openers look like. So a lot of different things we've been kind of cooking up for you, and we're just going to keep bringing you the content. I know it's something that we're not as closely similar to these other YouTube channels that are kind of dropping on a schedule. Maybe that's something that we'll talk about going into the future, but being that we are kind of like a team YouTube, we want to just drop content for you. We're all playing different decks, we're all maining different decks and leaders, right? We all want to give you a different look from different players' perspectives, and I think that's really important to see how different people are going to play these matchups, how different people are going to play their hands and play the curve, and what they think is going to be a good option over other cards. So this is something we really want to kind of hype up the meta discussion, hype up the competitive talk here. And if there's anything that you're interested in seeing, please let us know in the comments below, and it's something that we 100% will work on getting out to you. So thank you so much for all the feedback. It's been absolutely amazing. Make sure that you're checking out our tier list video. That's going to be the way to enter into our giveaway on Friday for the Navy structure deck. Without further ado, let's jump into the gameplay. So we played Whitebeard here. Taking a look at the hand, kind of messed up hand there. We want to switch it up. Way too many one drops. We need a nice spread here with the Whitebeard deck. Okay, we go first, which is something that I don't really prefer doing with Whitebeard. I think starting with the 2 Dawn, not having to take the 2 life that early is definitely beneficial for us. But we're going to start with the 7K swing, drop the Moby Dick after our opponent drops the Garp on their turn. Okay, they do take the life there, take the 7K, so they're down to 3, we're down to 4. Alright, he's going to play the 4-drop Kuzan, replace the card, get the draw there, and can't swing, right? That's what's super nice about Whitebeard, just being able to deal. Your opponent really has to kind of think about how they want to play their cards and where their Dawn's going to go, because if they want to pressure you down, they're going to have to put on that extra Dawn. So, swing in again for 7, and drop the Marco. That 7K magic number, you're getting in there. Your opponent has to drop a lot of cards, and sometimes they're going to be a little bit nervous doing that, so you might be able to squeak out a few extra life just by swinging with the 7. Alright, our opponent's thinking about what to do. After dropping the Borsalino here, definitely a hard card to deal with if you are playing a red deck going into the new format. Right, a lot of these black decks, there's a couple cards that have that effect, that static effect, that they can't be KO'd by effects. So in the mirror, you're going to see them, and going forward, if you're playing the red decks, they're going to kind of prioritize these cards. Alright, 2 Dawn on the Kuzan, minus the Marco by 4. And we're thinking here, do we pitch the 2K, or do we just take it and kind of play that late game? Because it's okay to pitch the cards early with Whitebeard. Let's move this up a little bit here. Alright. Take. He's gonna kill the Marco. We'll pitch the Seaquake to bring it back. Marco's nuts. And then in the next set, when we get the 5-drop Marco, he's just gonna be even better. Alright. Something that we don't like to see is extra field spells, but it is something that we can use in the future for Marco's effect, so something to think about. And we're trying to think of what we want to do to deal with this board here. We are going to drop the Vista, get rid of the Garp. Big swing on leader, trying to just push in, want him to block or just dump cards out of his hand, and he takes it. Alright, so he's happy to take that. We'll pass with 1 Dawn open for the guard point, and we have our Marco to block with as well if he's unable to get rid of it. Now, one thing in testing against Z, I've noticed is if you're using their ability early, if you're using that leader ability to clear stuff early on the board, you're definitely going to be a little bit behind on the curve, right? He does have 4 Dawn to work with, so he can drop another blocker. There you go, Borsalino. But now he's stuck, can't swing in with his leader, can't swing in with his characters, so I'm kind of okay with where I am right now. Down to 1 life on both sides here. Checking the Dawn. Now, here, I believe I was thinking of, is it the play to drop Newgate here? Do we have enough combo to follow up with Newgate? On the crackback, can we survive the crackback? Okay, and we want to see if he's going to take this here, so we're going to swing in with a big 10K. Alright, this is where the field spell, when you're at that 1 life or less, you get all your Whitebeard leader and characters get that extra 2K, and it really just, it helps you push so hard. It really does. So he does block. We're going to swing in again, try to pressure more. He blocks again, which makes me think he is not sitting on a lot of combo, right? Because if he's blocking and just letting one of his Borsalinos die, that's something that you definitely want to keep alive for the crackback to try to kill the Whitebeard player. But he kind of just let it go, which makes me think is like he did not have the combo for it, right? So here he makes a nice little play, swings in with the Kuzan, pitches a card, plays the Sakazuki, and pops our Newgate, which made me stress a little bit. Okay, so now we have to switch up our game plan a little bit. We have to play a little bit more defensive with trying to pressure his hand down or get rid of some attacks on board here. So we're like, should we swing in the leader? Yeah, we'll swing in the leader. Want to pressure it. Even if he takes this, we're able to drop another blocker. Okay, so he blocks. Doesn't want to take that last hit to go down to 0. We're going to Otama Seaquake the Kuzan, so it's harder for him to deal with our blockers, and we'll drop the second Marco. So now we're sitting with 2 Dawn open. I wanted to leave the 2 Dawn open here just because it's kind of a bigger bluff. We know that Whitebeard plays the probably 4 guard point, 4 radical beam. If I leave the 2 open and I can play my guard point this turn if I need to, then I'm able to kind of bluff the extra event card, which it really does matter. You can really see how people change their play style based on how much Dawn you have up or your play style, right? So something to definitely pay attention to when you're playing. All right, so he's going to play 3rd Borsalino and another Kuzan, draw a card. Swing lead. Something we combo out of, pitch the card, bring back our Marco. Now if he swings into Marco, we're able to easily combo out of it. All right, so bunch of cards in hand. Let's get in there. He's going to take. So we're sitting on 8 Dawn. Now, our opponent has been taking cards all game. Never, not once were they pitching cards to stay healthy, which is something you definitely want to do against these red decks, right? Because they can just pressure down. And a deck like Whitebeard in the late game is always going to try to force your hand. So at this point, I think to myself, if he's going to block that, there's no way he has the combo in hand to stop this big attack. So we think, should we attack with Marco for 7? Let's do it, and then we can go for another Jozu attack to follow up to try to end the game. So he literally only had the 2K in hand, and this is something to think about when you're playing against Z, okay? When you're building the deck, and this is something we'll talk about when we drop some of the Z videos that we have in the works, it's a deck that if you're running the Kaido cards, you're running the King cards, you have the Kuzan, Sakazuki, there's a lot of cards with no combo. So it's really kind of finding that happy medium with Z where I'm going to be able to make my purple plays. I'm going to be able to pop stuff and remove with black, but I'm not going to see 3 Kuzan, 2 Sakazuki, 7-drop King, 6-drop King, if that's the route I decide to play. So definitely a trickier deck to build. And we can see here that sometimes you're left in a position where you just don't have the combo when you're playing this deck. So something to think about going forward. Whitebeard's definitely a deck you're going to be seeing. Z, I think this is a deck that is extremely strong. It just has to have the right build and be played the right way. Because as opposed to Smoker, if you have that extra life, you have that extra pressure. But if you can push to the late game with Z and you're able to kind of combo out of a little bit, you could keep yourself healthy, right? I think the deck is going to be honestly a really solid choice. So without further ado, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out, checking out the content. We've been loving the feedback. Please keep commenting on the videos. Let us know what you're excited to see, what gameplay you would like to see us drop, okay? And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a bunch.
Once again, everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the content here at Soul King Crew TCG. Just a reminder to check out our tier list video. That is going to be how you enter the giveaway, so make sure you're going back, checking the video, leave a like, comment letting us know what deck you're going to be playing in OP-02, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and we'll catch you in the next one.